Emergency!
We got an emergency, Handyman! Come save our lives, Handy!
The first job of the day is an emergency. The customers are out of town. And who wears seatbelts these days anyways? We're out of town, we're flying in, and our AC is not hooked up. Can you go do it? Yes. I have a video coming out on the Handyman Business YouTube channel about overcharging people for same-day service. This story is making the rounds, so you may have heard it. A plumbing company wanted to charge an elderly couple $13,000 for a basic water heater replacement. I'm gonna dive into that over on the Handyman Business YouTube channel. You have to decide, do I go through the ghetto or do I take the safe route there? Last time I was almost shot by gang members, so I will take the safe route, which is gonna cost me an extra 5-minute drive to bypass the ghetto. First assessment, look at this, look at that. This is not going to help their cooling situation. Look at this. This thing is completely flattened. So these fins probably should be tuned up. But if yours looks like this, you got to clean it. It's also leaning like crazy. Holy jeez. That might be a project for a different day. I'm here on just emergency services only. So this is phase 1. You just look at behind there, down in here, caked. So we're gonna get this thing hosed off. Probably should wash it, but we're just gonna try to hose it off, and I'll do a before and an after and see if this stuff here comes off. Right there, it's super caked. Super caked, it's like dirt on there. Let's do a shower. This might look familiar to some of the viewers. I installed this in-room air conditioner. It's a very unique in-room air conditioner in that it pulls the air from outside the house, cools it, and then goes through the condenser and shoots it back out. On a typical room air conditioner, portable ones, you're creating a vacuum inside your house or inside that room. It doesn't have a fresh air supply or a cold air return. Essentially, this is a in-room mini split. Got the inverter technology where it throttles up and down, but the big difference is it sucks the air in and spits the air out. There's a divider here. Well, this customer went to go install this summer, and they broke it. It is a little bit fragile. So this is the clip that broke off, and it seems a little fragile. This is supposed to clip on and go in the housing of the window, then the tracks of the window, keep rain and stuff out. And this hose here has a little too much downward torque and pops it right out. We are going to go deep into our pocket of handyman tricks with zip ties. Zip ties and a drill is all I brought. Brought a couple drill bits. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 holes in both this piece of plastic that goes in the window and the housing. Get her zip tied together, and hopefully I can install this and they will be comfortable when they get back in town. So right now it's probably in the 80s in this upstairs bedroom. I did set the thermostat to 74. Previously, when I got here, it was set at 78. So if you have your main floor at 78, you can expect the second floor to be at least 82, if not higher. That's only a 4-degree difference. Most people are seeing 5 to 6 degree difference. Now, I did tell this customer a month or so ago that they should use the circ setting on their thermostat, which is going to circulate the air throughout the house, try to equalize the temperature between the main floor and the second floor. I've heard through the comments that this does not work in the trailer park region of the United States.
Down there in Mississippi.
Right now, the humidity is 7% outside. We don't have to worry about the humidity inside your house going up. From what they were telling me is that evaporative coil creates so much water that when you have the circ fan go on, apparently that water is still there in their air conditioning systems. Not in mine, and not any others around here. The water that is created by the evaporative coil is long gone and is gone within seconds once the circulating fan kicks on and starts moving air from downstairs to upstairs, from upstairs to downstairs. That'll be $500. Can't leave home without my multi-tool. Quite crazy. If I were to leave home without my multi-tool or my cell phone, I'd probably go back and get the multi-tool before I would go back and get the cell phone. Leave those extra long to cut the next person to take this off. Look at that. You can't even get that out.
God dang, I'm such a good emergency handyman.
The #1 emergency handyman in the entire world. God, I'm sweating like a maniac. Whew! I'm gonna get this tossed in here and get it on. Multi-tool coming in to save the day again. So I've got to reposition these little pins here that set how long this panel is, so that it easily seats. Rocket science. Perfect. Perfect. That's a pretty good seal there. You could go around with a little bit of foam. There is cold air. Nice cold air. I should have done a difference in the delta T before and after cleaning their condenser. Now this is upside down, so this means this is a switched outlet. Bottom half's hot, top half is switched. Woo! Dang. While I'm in this house, I wanted to give you an example of probably why your central air conditioning is not working. So this room here has one supply duct somewhere right behind and underneath that crib. You can't pump air into this room without getting air out. There is no transfer grills anywhere. Look at the gap underneath the door. There is no gap under the door. So there's no way to pump cold air into this room. Just won't work. There's another room. Look at that gap. There's no air going underneath there. See, that was half closed. Now there is air coming in here, but it's basically pressurizing the room. And you would get a lot more airflow if there was a place for this air to go, like the hot air. What would be nice is a nice hot air transfer grill above that door, pushing out the hot air. There is cold air return. You can see the dust on there. So it is sucking hot air from up top here. The other two bedrooms have no way to get their hot air down that hole. Next item, gotta switch this to every day now. On, on, on. All right, go back to auto. That should be good. Oh, man, I keep trying to catch it. It's been bobbing up and down between 102 and 103 degrees. And it is 4:48 in the evening. Or is that daytime? Yeah, 102 to 103 degrees today. Hot one. Woo! If you're looking to get into this type of work and you want to know how to get your name out there, I use the app Jobber. You can create a QR code for your request for work form. You give that QR code to all your customers. Like today, everybody's getting that QR code and reminded of the QR code. They pass it on to their friends and family. Every morning you open up the Jobber app and you're instantly notified if new requests have come in. And it even outlines your day of everything that you have to go do. I'll leave a link in the description. It's a business management platform. You can use it on your desktop computer, you can use it on your laptop, your tablet, or your cell phone. So this job seems pretty simple. I came here to put a plug and switch plate on, but it's not that simple. It is, the way this is set up is a switch, plug, switch, even though there's 4 switches. And I couldn't find a switch plate that is that, this didn't come with screws, this is what I came up with. I can either move this to here or this to here to get this to fit right. So the plug, which is these two switches here, has to move to one of the ends. And there are 4 switches in here, as you can see, possibly multiple circuits, various generations of wire. The oldest one is probably 90 years old. There's probably something in the 70s in here. Everything's in there is really old. So I'm gonna try to shut off the circuits because I don't feel like a spark show. All right, I think I got it. Working on old panels that aren't labeled. I'll double check this once I start pulling these out. Shouldn't be too difficult here. I think I'm going to move this one over to this side because they have all their neutrals on the right side, and a switch takes up less room than a receptacle, or this double switch. So hopefully we can just go like this. Here's an example of something original. This looks like an old school 3-way switch. No grounds on the switch, because back then there weren't any grounds. The grounds were all run through the metal flexible cables. So I see 2 ground wires in here, and I actually do see some Romex in here. We have 1 Romex going up. We've got quite a few original wires. The original does not have grounds. The grounds that are coming from the Romex are grounded to the box. As I'm going along looking for loose wires, loose screws, so that when I put this together in here, there's not a loose connection that's gonna start buzzing and zapping and carrying on. I'll line this up in the middle, right there. Perfect. I'll leave a link in the description for your essential electrician swivel whirligig screwdriver. You're probably wondering,
Oh my God, why did you do the switches?
it's a rental house. You don't do that in rental houses. It's a blow and go. Get the job done, get the check and get out. When this house is getting turned over or they're gonna sell it, most likely I'll be switching those to white. Tell me about your feelings in the comments. All right, everybody, I gotta get back to work. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Today was an example of some fill-in handyman work while I'm working on a big project. Some portions will be going out on Patreon. I may try to give an update on Patreon of what this big project that I'm starting is. Put your questions down below or send me a message through Patreon. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.